You may have heard about a massive farmer strike happening in India. Oh yeah, the one that happened last year? Actually, it's still going on. About half the total population of India work on farms, yet agriculture only makes up about 15% of India's GDP. Like most countries in the time of COVID, India's economy hasn't been doing well. And even before COVID, farmers in India have felt neglected by India's government, often living in poverty. In fact, since the 90s, there has been an epidemic of farmer suicides in India. Last September, Modi's administration passed 3 major farming laws without consulting actual farmers. Each of these laws act to deregulate India's agricultural sector, basically placing farmers at the mercy of private companies. Because of these laws, many farmers' livelihoods are at further risk. I won't get super into the laws, but Vox has a really good video breaking them down in detail if you're interested. Link below. Beginning in late November, protesters began marching towards Delhi. These protests have a vast network of support, and on November 26th, 250 million workers in India went on a mass strike. This is the biggest general strike the world has ever seen. And for the record, a general strike is one that spreads across industries. In India, this included transportation, telecommunication, and oil and gas production. General strikes cause massive disruptions in a nation's economy and are hard to be ignored by those in power. In addition to standing in solidarity with farmers, other strikers in India protested various other labor laws that were against workers' protections. The day after, protesters were granted entrance into Delhi. But soon, they began being met with police brutality, including the use of tear gas and water cannons. The Indian police actually dug trenches to prevent more farmers from entering Delhi. They also haven't been shy with arrests, including that of Congress workers that have shown their support for the protests. Police actually wanted to convert stadiums into jails for the farmers, but the chief minister of Delhi, who was later put under house arrest, denied these requests. The government has met with protest leaders multiple times without any resolutions coming to pass. The protesters then led a call for a national shutdown on December 8th, closing public transportation and shops. The same day, Prime Minister Modi ordered the detainment of the leaders, including union heads. Since then, there have been hunger strikes and more rounds of talks with the government leading up to January 12th. When the Supreme Court of India suspended the farm laws and formed a committee to look into hearing out the protesters' demands. While this sounds like it could be the beginning of good news, nothing is settled and the protesters remain in Delhi. In fact, protesters say they will only return home once the laws are fully repealed and nothing else. The latest update is that on January 30th, the Indian government decided to block mobile internet services in several areas around New Delhi. This comes right after a week of clashes with the police during a tractor parade that left 1 dead and hundreds injured. India's Interior Ministry said that internet services where protests are occurring had been suspended due to maintaining public safety. That's really scary. I know that was short and only an introduction, but that's what it's supposed to be. This is a mass mobilization, and it's a really powerful spark of hope for workers' rights everywhere. I hope you liked this video. Again, just a basic introduction, and all my sources are linked below if you'd like to dive deeper, which I highly recommend doing. Yay.